Can you believe it, Richard? Some people don't like Red Rising.
See, you're going to slander me and say that I don't like Red Rising.
You like Red Rising.
I like it a lot.
I
It's
love
a good
Red
book.
Rising.
Yes.
But these people that we're going to read their 1-star comments on hate it like nobody else.
That's what we really needed together to have. We need to have a common enemy. Because currently, your enemy is me.
And your enemy is who?
And you're an antagonist. You're not.
I'm not a good enough villain.
But no, today we actually have a common enemy.
Yes.
People that are giving Red Rising a 1-star.
And this is exclusive to book 1. And I pulled reviews from Goodreads, and we're about to go through them. I have 8 reviews here. You ready for the first one?
Not yet.
Not yet.
One last thing.
What happened? Oh, we have to put him on angry mode. Yes, that's very important. Very important. All right, here's the first review. This guy's name's Khan, K-O-N. And this is what Khan says with a 1-star review of Red Rising.
Khan! Sorry, I had to.
What's that from? Oh, you're just...
No. It's from something.
What is that from?
You guys down in the comments, let him know. He doesn't deserve.
Let me know. Let me know. Okay, this is what Khan says. 1 star. He says, a narcissist author who creates a narcissist main character he can live through. The guy is smarter, tougher, faster, and can do no wrong. He eases through every situation without a sweat and continually pats himself on the back. The writing style is so pretentious, it makes me cringe. Classic lines like, he expects to win against me. He doesn't. And most wouldn't have reflexes fast enough. I do. It's not much of a storyline when it's obvious the main character is God reincarnated. Let me predict the rest of the series. Darrow accomplishes all his goals and then some. What are your thoughts there on his narcissist author, narcissist main character?
Okay. Disagree. Mm-hmm. However.
I hate when you do this. Yeah.
I also felt a little bit the same of like, okay, look. And this is just the writing, where the writing is kind of like, you got that YA feel. Like those lines actually are like, he expects to win against me. He doesn't. I think the lines are a little cringy. It's a little funny to me.
I'm vengeance.
Not insanely. It's not like blood, like, oh, now the author's a narcissist. No, it's just the line doesn't land as well for me. But to give, because of that, it's a 1-star? No, absolutely not.
What do you think about the bit on the narcissist main character he can live through? The guy's smarter, tougher, faster, could do it wrong. Kind of that Gary Stu argument.
No, I mean, the thing is, Darrow has a large... He actually has obstacles to overcome. Rather than a Gary Stu, everyone loves them. Everyone loves them, and no character really has a purpose because our main character outshines everyone. No, other people outshine Darrow sometimes. Darrow is good at what he does. That's why he's the main character, but there are other characters that are better at certain things.
I mean, hence Pax is stronger than him physically.
Yeah, exactly.
And if we're just keeping this book 1, even smarter, tougher, faster. So yeah, he's a great fighter. Cassius is a better swordsman. Mm-hmm. He does a lot, and he's a very powerful main character because he grew up as a Red, versus all these golds he's fighting never went through hardship. So he has the edge there, him being a hell diver. But he has serious flaws, like he doesn't know how to be a leader. He is extremely rash. And where we had a more disagreement, by the way, we have a full episode on Red Rising we reviewed.
Check out our review if you've read the book before.
And whether the vengeance was done well or wrong, he does have this interior just rage inside him. He has this blood-fueled rage and rashness. So he has all those flaws. Mm-hmm. He's not a Gary Stu in that way. He is a great fighter.
Yeah.
So I think we'll leave it at that. This guy, and the last thing, since you touched on the pros, I do want to say the present tense is take it or leave it for a lot of people. So I think that YA feel comes through with the present tense of actions happening now. So you can get those liners that for you would be cringy. For me is like, yeah.
I don't even think it's the first. I don't think it's the tense of the story taking place. It's just Pierce Brown's writing in general is fairly new. It's his first book. I think in his next book, his prose got better. Like I did not cringe at too many lines in the second book. I thought the second book's written better, but
I didn't cringe at any. But he did write 6 books before this. They just didn't get published and picked up.
True.
So he was a big writer. But I'm defending my man.
Hey, he's written more than me.
Yeah. You just dropped your phone. That was karma.
I didn't drop my phone.
Oh, okay. It was a knife?
I dropped my knife.
Let me see what you have. A knife. No!
Of course. I guessed. And I was right. I had no idea. Okay. Ready for the next review?
Yeah.
This one is from Lata, Lata. Lata.
Don't do
right.
the thing if you don't know the reference.
I won't do the thing.
You don't deserve it.
Nope. Okay, this is a 1-star review from Lata. And Lata says, I could not finish this. Number 1, I didn't enjoy the author's writing style. Number 2, I couldn't care about the main character. Number 3, I began skimming the text by the time I got to page 50, which is a bad sign indicating I found the book tedious. By the way, before I go on to number 4 with Lata's review, this one got me the most angry of them. Okay, you ready? So number 4, I couldn't keep the names straight of the various supporting characters and didn't care about any of them. Number 5, the stratified society of colors didn't offer anything new and interesting to the genre. Number 6, training Darrow to become a better psychopath than all the other gold psychopaths didn't hold my interest. Number 7, Darrow wrote a drill so he's better at murder and fighting and strategy than all the baby golds. Nope, doesn't work for me. Right before you jump in, this wasn't the review that got me super angry. Sorry, it's a later one. That's
I would see
but this one's
most
still
disagreement with this one. Like the only one that I can't blame them for is the
writing
first one.
Style. Yeah.
Fine. Well, no, that's a personal preference.
It is a preference, yeah.
Fine. You didn't enjoy the writing style. Understandable. Can get that. Couldn't care about the main character. No, less. I disagree with the person to that degree, but fine. I guess that's personal preference.
Skimming the text. Ooh.
Skimming the text by page 50. I just don't think they can keep their attention span. Like the writing of Red Rising, at the very least, is attention grabbing. It's short to the point. Like, there's no wasted words. I understand someone like reading Lord of the Rings or Wheel of Time and going, oh, there's too much description or there's too many world building elements. The songs, like I kind of skim over the poems and songs.
Which is, you shouldn't do that.
You shouldn't do that. I understand it's not for everybody. Fine. Red Rising, though, like, if Red Rising can't keep your attention, maybe, like, they're just on TikTok too much.
You know what I mean? Like, wild.
You need, like, 30 seconds of attention to read.
But this person has 3,626 reviews on books on Goodreads. Does that surprise you? They've apparently read a lot of books.
They've read that many books?
That's the number. Internet doesn't lie.
That is true. Internet doesn't lie. But no, I mean, yeah, 4, couldn't keep the name straight with some various supporting characters.
Yeah. Would you say this was more of a negative review than some of our patrons and what they said?
Hey, Mads out there on our Patreon, which, by the way, if you want to join our Patreon, you could click the link down below. We have monthly book club, ton of fun. Join us over there. But Mads calls it off-brand cereal.
Yeah, and did you notice what I did there? Like I brought up.
Oh no, you set me up.
I set you up. We didn't even discuss it before the video. I just knew you'd want to plug it. I knew I'd want to plug it. We plugged it. All right.
Oh yeah, working great.
Yeah. Here's the next review. Next review is from Dragoness, another 1-star review. Dragoness says, highly derivative, Hunger Games meets Ender's Game, and pallid. I don't know what that word is. Pallid with pallid. What does that mean?
I actually don't know.
Okay, with pallid and unengaging characters. So I'm assuming boring or something with context. So, an astonishing amount of misogyny for the author's imagining of an idealized, even if that's a shallow veneer, future society. All the girls ran screaming type stuff, and a perfect female character handled in a particular way at the very beginning in order to give the male protagonist a tragic backstory. Even though the plot finally picked up about halfway through and I managed to finish the book, just no, I won't read any more of the series. Now, something to point out here is the point on fridging EO.
Yeah.
I think is what this Dragoness this review's getting on. Where loved one dies, propels the character into their journey.
Yeah.
And I'm misinterpreting that, or the perfect female in a particular way at the beginning in order to give... Okay, yeah. So that's what the argument is. Misogynistic because of that. No. What do you think?
Okay. In general, I kind of disagree with the whole concept. People don't like fridging. Fine, maybe you don't like the concept, but it inherently being misogynistic? No, I don't think so. Now, if in a context that the only meaningful female character in this book is the character Fridged in the beginning, all right, that has some more credit. But with Red Rising,
You have Mustang.
there's plenty of significant female characters in it. Like, it's just not the main one because that's Darrow. But there's plenty of significant female characters in this book that I don't think it should be considered misogynistic. Like, I would consider a classic example of bridging, I guess, done well. I really like John Gwen's in The Shadow of Gods. Kind of has a fridging moment in this actually like 2 out of 3 main characters kind of have a fridge character.
Mm-hmm.
It adds to their drama of the story. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the practice. It could just be done poorly or done well.
Yeah.
So I think that's a poor critique in general.
Wow, look at us attacking common enemies. Yes. Look at 2 men mansplaining the misogynist call.
Hey, if something needs to be explained, it needs to be man-explained. That's how you know that it's a good explanation.
All right, ready for the next
All
review?
the important things are explained by men.
There's a reason Red Rising is from Darrow, a man's perspective.
Oh, of course.
The book would be awful.
Awful if it was Mustang's perspective.
Oh.
Terrible.
I actually disliked her because she was a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next review is from Holly.
Yeah.
Here's Holly's review. It's also a 1 star.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, all of them are. That's the point of the video.
Yeah.
So, Holly says, this book left me feeling very underwhelmed. It's not that it's a bad book.
Okay, let's stop right there. It's not that it's a bad... You gave it 1 star.
That's what I'm saying.
Do people only have 5 and 1 stars in the chamber? Like, I liked the book. 5 stars. I didn't think the book was the best. 1 star. What are these people? Honestly, just use the Rambler rating system.
Yes.
This whole 5-star bullshit is terrible. In general, like, oh God, I hate how everyone says, like, oh, it was okay, 7 out of 10.
No. IGN, we're talking to you.
Look, if you have a 10-point scale, use the whole scale. 5 is the average. It is the middle. Sorry, that just bothers me.
So it's not that it's a bad book. That's what started everything. There just wasn't anything about it that really captured my imagination or set it apart from other sci-fi books. The world building and the plot were fine, but there wasn't much that felt original or exciting to me in any way. My feelings toward the characters ranges from indifference to extreme dislike. I was not a fan of Io's character. We only see her through Darrow's eyes, and he idolizes her to an extent where it felt like he didn't even see her as a real person. In addition to that, she literally only existed in the story to push the plot forward and provide Darrow with motivation. I also found Darrow to be unlikable. I was not interested in him as a character, and I really got bored of reading about how inexplicably good he is at everything. The only characters I felt any sort of positive feelings towards were Mustang and Pax, and even them, I wasn't overly interested in. The story itself wasn't bad, even if it wasn't anything special. I was interested most of the time, and invested enough in the plot that I will probably want to continue with the series. I'm just hoping for a lot more in the next book. Okay, so...
The thing is, I guess I understand that one. If you're not that attached to the main character, it's gonna be hard for you to like the book.
Especially when it's one point of view, the entire book. So if you don't like Darrow, okay. But I'm very surprised the plot enraptured Holly enough to want to continue reading on, but also give it a 1 star. So we got to get Holly on this Rambler rating system, like you're saying. Yeah. I'm with you, big time. But that's all we can really say there. Also, the repeat from previous reviews, it seems like it's a common theme of Io's fridging. So killing Io early on, it's either some people just really hate that trope. If you hate that trope, okay, that's how the book starts. And secondly, Darrow being overpowered and powerful. We addressed that already, but it seems to be a common theme. Okay, the next review, Temo, T-E-M-O, gave it a 1 star. He says 1.
No. 1.5.
1.5, that's right. 1.5 out of 10, disgrace. Temo says, Lord of the Flies meets Hunger Games meets Brave New World meets Ender's Game. A childish plot combined with a trivial prose and lazy world building. Not only the world building is lazy, Almost all plot devices are excessively convenient and flawed. I have a strong suspicion that there will be no real-world development in subsequent books also. In other words, yet another soapy sci-fi saturated with elitist bullshit and neoliberal agenda. DNF at 60% of book 1 from 5. So I want to toss this at you first. The first sentence here is saying Lord of the Flies meets Hunger Games meets Brave New World meets Ender's Game. Naming 4 amazing books is a tough way of saying I hate it. It's saying look at these 4 great things that it's emulating.
See, here, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
This Temo person is giving elitists like myself a bad name. This is a very elitist comment, and I will say he's given us a bad name. I consider myself an elitist snob.
Yeah.
But I think I'm good about it.
You're so elitist, you gatekeep the elitist community.
Exactly.
Temo, no.
No, he's not a part of the elitist club.
Right.
Like I am. I'm the president of the elitist club.
Can I join?
No. You're allowed to sit at the table.
What does that mean? I can't
Take
talk.
what... Preferably, yes.
Would you fridge me in the first chapter of your book? Just... All right, next one. Ready?
Yep.
This review is from Jacob. Jacob gives it 1 star and says, step number 1, make a first-person narrator that complains about his dystopian society and how much its inequality pisses him off. Step number 2, introduce stilted conversation where narrator's wife tells him he needs to fight the proverbial machine and people will listen to him if he tells them what to do. Step number 3, have narrator then become defensive and proclaim in absolute seriousness that he is obedient, despite the very first chapters proving to the contrary, just so you can have some thinly veiled pretext for an unwilling hero, despite him saying that he is good looking and people look up to him and listen to him. Step number 4, have the narrator earnestly ask whether his wife was telling him to start a revolution. And step number 5, lose me as a reader because I have no time for your bullshit. So, thoughts on that? That was a bit to break down in his step-by-step analysis. So,
that's a lot of... That's like, what, the first 5 chapters?
Yeah, just about. Just about.
Trying to make it seem like this is
Maybe
trivial, like, 3 steps to writing this book. Yeah, no, you listed 4 steps of the first 5 chapters of the book.
Well, he also has a step wrong, I think. Step number 3, it's just the wrong motivation. He's saying that Darrow was shown in chapter 1. Remember when he went anyways to get more helium-3 to win the laurel, and showing that you have this disobedient character that is then not wanting to rise up. The whole point of that was he's doing that for Io and the family. His motivation is Io. His motivation is who he loves.
Also, he's playing into the system. He's
trying to win the laurel.
The system's game.
Yeah.
The rebellious act would be not doing it. Like, screw the system. Why should I be mining this helium stuff for the grays or for the golds? Like, all that. I mean, no, that's just wrong.
He's off on that. But Jacob, regardless, you're welcome into the elitist community, right, Rich?
No.
Nope. Okay, sorry, Jacob. Next one is from, I think this is the one I was taught. Yeah, this is the one that got me the most furious. Okay? This is the last one. From Nicole, 1-star review. I picked this book up after a recommendation from a friend. I am honestly so surprised that this book has gotten many positive reviews, as it's essentially a misogynistic Hunger Games. Dear Mr. Brown makes clear his inability to write female characters, as he has them murdered, raped, clinging to male characters despite the fact that they passed the same brutal tests as their male counterparts. Wait, though, there is one strong female character, and she literally uses the phrase, "I'm not like those other girls." Revolutionary, I know. I was repulsed by the clear hatred for women Brown displays in his novel, which he tries to pass off as edgy and for the sake of plot. The author borrows shamelessly from every other popular dystopian fantasy novel out there. It was painful to read, I thought you had to have an original idea to get a book published. Not with Red Rising. It's a poor mishmash of ideas better executed by other writers. The author really tried to make the word bloody damn a thing by using it every other bloody damn word, and all I kept thinking was, stop trying to make a fetch happen, Gretchen. If you're looking for cheap thrills, predictable plot twists, and like 6 of them, horrendous writing and flat characters, then this book is for you. I never leave negative reviews, but this book got me on my every last nerve, and I couldn't not write something. Okay, thoughts? I think that one summarized all the previous points made in the 1 star. So it's all those combined together. That's it.
You know what? You
every
always
note-
ask me what my thoughts are.
Yeah.
Let's switch it up. What are your thoughts on this person's comment?
You do care.
I usually ask your thoughts because I don't have any of my own, and I'm just trying to build off of what you're saying.
But this is the one that you really disagreed with.
Now, here's why I said that, because what I did before this video, I prepped Red Rising and Golden Sun 1-star reviews. I had the videos wrong. The one in Golden Sun is the one I was angry at the most.
Oh, okay.
So I misspoke again. I kept saying it's in the next video. Sorry, we're recording 2 videos today, so I slipped up. So this was just like the other ones. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your mistake.
I was completely mistaken. Yeah.
I don't know. The whole idea of, on one level, I think I can kind of agree with just like the writing of it. Like, I do think the line, like, I'm not like those other girls line is kind of cringe. That's a cringe line to say. But I thought that, I don't know, just because Darrow's the main character doesn't make the whole thing misogynistic. I
Yeah,
don't
it
think
seems to
there's
be a
not
point,
necessarily, like, I think almost all the characters had something going for them. They're all interesting and tragic when they died, and when they succeeded, it was good. I mean, I don't know. They weren't just all, eye candy for the main. I mean, I say in quotes because it's a book. You can't really have eye candy for a book. You can have eye candy for a main character in a book, but
Yeah.
potato.
I will say to
My
go
point.
Off, but I will say to go off of that too. A lot of the reviews, because some of them were too long to put in a video like this, were also claiming that because a lot of the female characters get raped in the Institute, to which I think the plot reason for that is, one, the society emulates Roman ancient societies is what is emulated off of it, and also so they're going into this Hunger Games scenario where there's no rules. It's anarchy. It devolves into anarchy, and Titus being a red and getting vengeance, that's the reason why. So it's not like he just throws it in there to go, haha, shock.
Yeah, well, okay. Sensitive subject.
Yeah, sensitive subject.
Conversation coming in here. My personal thoughts on the writing of, like, putting rape into your writing. I can, like, there's one level where I can understand people just not wanting it in their book. They just don't want it written and thinks it's just uncomfortable to write about. I just don't want it in there.
Brandon Sanderson he doesn't even write sex scenes.
Yeah, so on that level, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Just, hey, I don't even think it should be in there. Then there is the misogynistic side, and where the rape scene is put in and it's made deliberately titillizing, where it's supposed to be attractive. It's supposed to be just that you're supposed to be aroused by the scene. I would say that is a fairly misogynistic use of rape in your storytelling.
Yeah.
That particularly, that I would say, oh, that's a misogynistic use of the trope.
I'd agree.
But if you write in a rape scene and it actually is seen as horrible, traumatic, and you properly explore it that way, I don't think that's necessarily misogynistic. It could just be uncomfortable, like, hey, I don't want that in my book.
Yeah, definitely uncomfortable.
But I wouldn't say that's misogynistic.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Also,
I don't think that Red Rising particularly had a misogynistic view on rape. It was appropriately terrible.
yeah.
And it was shown as
I don't
such.
think the moral of the story was.
I don't know about you. I don't
Yeah.
think I was particularly aroused.